morning, you guys. I have to take the car in to get my oil changed. I have to do some shopping. I have to, well, I guess the big one is find a new place to live. So I guess someone from California is going to buy the house and keep it as a church. And then this is going to be the pastor's house. So that is the only sucky thing, which Connor is really angry about, and Lex is really upset because we've gone through so much in this house and been through some good times and bad. So it is what it is. There's nothing we can do to change it, but it can happen in the next couple of months. So my idea was to see if we can find a house to live in. I like that I can turn on my car and it'll cool down. That on my arm was not that fun. Anyway, so I have to, well, once again, take my car in, get the oil changed. That has to go with me. I hate that I have to take stuff out of my car because this place is not trustworthy. So, I don't think I told you, I want to put a backup camera, which I think I did mention. I want to put that in Anthony's car. And so the guy who works with the company where we bought Anthony's car, that hurts. He gave me the number to the guy that does it for them. And so I was like, okay, that will work. And so I called, and I don't know, I just had this feeling that this is the guy that, because he was like, oh, he comes from Tri-Cities, and I was like, oh, is this the one that did mine? And so, there we go. And I was like a little hesitant. And so I called him, I asked how much, told him what the car was, and then I was like, okay, well, I asked him, do you ever come to Walla Walla? He said, yeah, every Wednesday. And that was a big fat no. I'm not allowing you to touch my car. So things got really awkward on my part because I was weirded out, wanted off the phone. Didn't realize what I said. I was like, oh, never mind, you're the one that worked on mine. Or you're the one that put in mine. I was like, all right, bye. And I guess I hung up. Well, I don't remember all of this going down the way it went down, but Joni's like, I was sitting right there. He was on speakerphone. He was just like, oh, okay, bye. And then I felt bad because that's not how I meant to come off. And I should have just said something right then and there and been like, hey, look, you're the one that, fixed my camera and what have you. And so I was like, okay. So I call him back in a few minutes. Joni's like, just call him back if you feel that bad. And just talk to him. And so I call him back. I was like, I am so sorry. That was awkward as all get out. He's like, yeah, I pride myself on my work, so I was actually gonna call you back. Because it was blatant. He was driving before, you know how you can hear the sound. This time he's not. He sounded stationary. I was like, so you put in my camera back on April 9th, 11th. I said, he goes, what kind of car? And I was like, a 200. He's like, oh, I know you. Or I know the car. Yeah. And I was like, well, I figured in the spirit of not being awkward, look, my camera doesn't work. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah, when you fixed it on the 11th, I messaged him on the 12th and it went out again. I was like, and it was twice. That day, within minutes. I was like, and I explained to him how I backed up, it was gone. I went a couple blocks. I was at the stop sign, stoplight, no one was behind me. I threw it into reverse, it was still gone. I was like, but it did come back, and that's what it does. And I was explaining, the button on the rearview mirror, it flashes when I throw it, that sounds so violent. When I put it into reverse, he goes, it's the mirror. And I was like, okay, well, then I have some questions. This camera obviously is waterproof, correct? Because a couple times it's rained. That's when it went out. He goes, yeah, mudding the whole nine. We put them on Jeeps all the time, so it needs to be. And I was like, okay. I was like, now, on the 11th, all you did was reposition it, right? He goes, no, I didn't. I replaced the camera. And I was like, not what I was told. She said specifically it was being pinched. The cord or the wire was being pinched and you adjusted it. He's like, no, I replaced it. And he goes, you know what? We're going to cut the middleman out and I'll call you next week. I was like, do you need... Okay, obviously my phone is in here if I'm getting messages. My husband sent me something. Anyway, he's gonna call me. He goes, it's the mirror. I was like, okay. He's like, do you know I've gone in there every Wednesday? They never said anything. I was like, well, do you want me to send the videos? At first he said no. He goes, I'm pretty sure of what it is. And I was like, okay. He goes, you know what? Go ahead and send. And I was like, okay, I'll send it from my cell phone. This isn't a cell phone that I called you from. So then, you can just message me back on that. And I was just floored that they lied. And I shouldn't be considering everything. So now this is the service department, and to keep the warranty on my car. Anyway, yeah, that was the service department. Supposedly they checked my shocks too, which were confirmed that the two left, front and back, were leaking, and they said no. But to keep my warranty, I have to take it to them. They have to do all of the oil changes and what have you. So I'm not thrilled, and honestly, I'll drive the hour and a half to take Anthony's to the nearest Ford dealer. One, it needs to be done because how did I just draw a blank? Oh, I need to get the airbag, and it's on a recall. So I need to do that. Their oil change is much cheaper. So yeah, so that's how yesterday ended. And then I just had so so much other stuff going on, and now headed to go take my car in. Should take about an hour, and then they're gonna wash it, which is good because the damn thing's filthy. When was it? We had rain. Was it the baby shower? Oh no, it was the birthday party, and it barely rained, and oh, my whole car is speckled. It's that bad. I'm trying to make sure everything I have in my car because I don't want it left in here. But I should probably call Joni because I was supposed to call as I was leaving the road that goes to her house.
Ready.
Call Joni's Bob.
Calling Joni. Mobile, is this correct?
I hate that.
Ready.
Call Joni's Bob.
Calling Joni's Bob. Mobile, is this correct?
Yes.